Okay, we're going to continue on today in the Apocrypha. This is the second book of Esdras, chapter 8, verse 52. For it is for you that paradise is opened, the tree of life is planted, the age to come is prepared, plenty is provided, a city is built, a rest is ordained, and good deeds completed. Wisdom perfected beforehand. The root of evil is sealed up from you. For you, sickness is extinct, and death has departed. Hades has fled, and corruption has gone into oblivion. Sorrows have passed away, and the treasure of immortality is finally displayed. So do not ask any more questions about the great number of those who perish. For though they have received liberty, they scorned the Most High and despised his law and forsook his ways. Moreover, they trampled upon his saints and said in their hearts, there was no God. And though they knew well that they must die. For just as the things I have spoken of await you, so the thirst and the torment which are prepared await them. For the Most High did not wish man to perish, but those who were created have themselves defiled the name of him who made them, and proved ungrateful to him who prepared life for them. Therefore my judgment is now drawing near, but I have not revealed it to all men, but only to you and a few like you. And I answered and said, Behold, Lord, you have revealed to me the great number of signs which you are going to perform in the last days. But you have not revealed to me at what time you will do this. And he answered to me and said, Measure it carefully within yourself. And it will be that when you see that a certain part of the signs which have been foretold have passed, then you will understand that it is the very time when the Most High is to visit the world that was made by him. So when there shall appear in the world earthquakes, the tumult of peoples, plots of the heathen, waverings of leaders, and confusion of princes, then you will understand that it was of these things that the Most High spoke from the days that were of old, from the beginning. For just as with everything that has happened in the world, the beginning is plain and the end manifest, so also are the times of the Most High. The beginnings are signaled by the wonders and mighty works, and the end by acts and signs. And it will be that everyone who will be saved and who is able to escape by reason of his deeds or of his faith, by which he believed, will survive the dangers I have foretold, and will see my salvation in my land and within my borders, which I have consecrated to myself from eternity. Then those who have now neglected my ways will be amazed, and those who have rejected them with contempt will abide in torment. For as many as fail to acknowledge me in their lifetime, though they received my benefits, and as many as disdained my law, which they still had freedom, and while an opportunity to repent was still open to them, did not understand but scorned it. These must recognize it after death, through torment. So you must no longer be curious as to how the ungodly will be punished, but ask how the righteous will be saved, to whom that age belongs, and for the sake of whom it was made. And I answered and I said before and say now, and will say again, there are more that perish than will be saved. As a wave is greater than a drop of water. And he answered me and said, as in the field so is the seed. And as are the flowers, so are the colors. And as is the work, so is judged. And as is the farmer, so is the threshing floor. For there was a time in the ages of eternity when I was preparing for those who now are, before the world was made for them to live in. And no one opposed me then, for there was no one else. But now those who have been created in this world, which is provided with an unfailing table and an inexhaustible pasture, have become corrupt in their characters. So I considered my world, and behold, it was lost, and my universe, and behold, it was in danger because of the devices of those who had come into it. And I saw and spared them, not very greatly, and saved myself one grape out of a cluster, and one plant out of a forest. So let the multitude perish that were born in vain, but let my grape be saved, and my plant, because with much labor I have perfected them. But if you will let 7 days more pass, but not fast in them, but go to a flowery field, where no house is built, and eat only of the flowers of the field, and taste no meat, and drink no wine, but only flowers, and will pray to the Most High continually, I will come and talk with you. So I went, as he told me, to the field called Ardat, and I sat there among the flowers and ate the wild plants, and the food they afforded satisfied me. And it came to pass after 7 days that I lay on the grass. My heart was troubled, as it had been before. Then my mouth was open, and I began to speak before the Most High, and said, O Lord, you surely showed yourself to our forefathers in the desert, when they came out of Egypt and went into the desert, which was untrodden and unproductive. And you surely said, Israel, hear me, and mark my words, prosperity of Jacob. For behold, I saw my law in you, and it will bring forth fruit in you, and you will be glorified through it forever. For our forefathers who received the law did not keep it, and did not observe the statutes. Yet the fruit of the law did not perish, for it could not, because it was yours. But those who had received it perished, because they had not kept what had been sown in them. And behold, it is the rule that when the earth has received seed, or the sea a ship, or any dish food or drink, and when it comes about that what was sown, or what was launched, or what was put in is destroyed, they are destroyed, but the things which contain them remain. But with us it has not been so. We who receive the law will perish because we sinned, and along with our heart which received it. But the law does not perish, but abides in its glory. When I said this to myself, I lifted up my eyes and saw a woman at my right. And behold, she was weeping and wailing aloud, and was deeply grieved at heart. And her clothes were torn, and she had ashes on her head. And I dismissed the thoughts I had been thinking, and turned to her and said to her, Why do you weep? And why are you grieved at heart? And she said to me, Let me weep over myself, my Lord, and continue to mourn, for I am greatly embittered in spirit and deeply afflicted. And I said to her, What has happened to you? Tell me. And she said to me, Your servant was barren, and I had no child, though I had a husband for 30 years. And every day and every hour, those 30 years, I prayed to the Most High, night and day. Then after 30 years, it came about that God heard your servant and looked on